Welcome to R&R, Relationships in Real Estate. I'm your host, Chris Silva, and this is my beautiful wife, Corey Silva.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on R&R. Chris and I are the owners of Silva Realty and Silva Lending, and we've been in the real estate and mortgage industry since the early 2000s. We're super excited to have you here with us today. Thank you so much for your support and for always joining us, and welcome to Spooktober. That's right. It's finally the first week of October. Fall is here. The Uggs are out. The pumpkin spice lattes are in the air and everywhere. Does anyone else miss summer already?
It doesn't feel like it's left yet.
I'm sorry, but
I'm ready to miss the summer. I want the summer to be gone.
Summer needs to go away. And anybody who's wearing Ugg boots right now, I feel sorry for your feet because they are smelling all kinds of funky. It is way too hot for Uggs.
You know, everybody just can't wait to bring the Uggs out and then wear the red flannels. You know, the lumberjack red flannel. I can't wait to wear mine.
He already just went and bought Santino a new one yesterday.
He outgrew the old ones. We got to match, you know, so.
It is way too hot right now. I'm ready for the fall heat to be gone so I can actually enjoy the fall season. It's so lovely. We've got lots of birthdays in our family coming up, have already occurred. And we have our fall client appreciation event, which is our favorite event of the year, right? And
it's one of the favorites.
Halloween, the cool, crisp air. What are some of your favorite things about fall?
Halloween's one of them. So I got to say that I wasn't really feeling Halloween prior to having kids. Mm-hmm. Like the kids have made me like my heart grew like the Grinch, like maybe like a few sizes. I enjoy all these holidays so much more now being a dad.
Yeah, this like shriveled up old wilted like raisin heart, and now it's just turned into a grape.
It's a little bit bigger than a grape now. It's like maybe a grapefruit.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
It's a good size.
So who else loves fall? Who is done with this heat and ready to say goodbye to summer? Or are you missing summer already?
You know, I saw a lot of fall posts about best time of the year for Dodger postseason baseball. I can't even front like I know what they're talking about just because I'm not a big baseball fan, but I guess it's also time for playoffs.
Maybe.
And that's usually the only time that I'll watch the Dodgers unless we go to a game.
Oh, I love going to Dodger games. They're so much fun.
Yeah, it's a good time. We got to go.
Yes, we got to plan one.
Yeah, before the ticket prices go way up for the playoffs.
For the playoffs. So, well, we had a super eventful weekend, lots to catch up on. And has anyone had any big plans lately or any big plans coming up? I know quite a few people are on fall break for their kids right now. So I'm curious to hear. Drop a comment. Let us know what you're up to because we always like to hear about fun trips or big events that are coming up. And with Halloween just around the corner, I'm sure there's going to be lots of parties, haunted hay rides, pumpkin patches. I've already seen some people hitting up the local pumpkin patches. So I want to see because I want to get the kids out there and have a good time. And it looks like my mom is here. Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mama.
She said, hi, honeys. Thank you so much for joining us today.
So we couldn't have done the weekend, which we'll talk about later, everything we did this weekend without Mama and Pops watching the kids.
Yes. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. Oh, my goodness. I don't know what we would do without you. So blowing kisses to you.
Absolutely.
So speaking of Halloween and all the fun things coming up, our costumes this year are going to be Star Wars themed because Chris and Santino have been falling in love with Star Wars lately. How is that going? Do you want to tell us?
I think it's more than love. I think it's definitely, I don't know if you want to throw that in there with what kind of addiction it is, but it's really bad. It's an addiction. For me, I'm addicted to holding Santino and cuddling with him on the couch. But Santino wakes up, you guys, like the sun's not even up yet.
It is still dark.
And he's shaking me in bed and he's like, Dad, Star Wars, Star Wars. It's like 5:45 in the morning. He goes to sleep watching Star Wars and he wakes up wanting to watch it.
He really likes it. Be careful what you wish for. You really wanted him to get into it.
Well, I wanted to get into something together. Right. And I'm into it now. I definitely wasn't a Star Wars, I'm not going to say fan, but I wasn't a nerd before. I'm 100% nerding out, geeking out for Star Wars. I'm totally into it.
Yes. And my mom said obsession. Yep. You
Yes.
guys have got an obsession with it. Even this morning when I was trying to get Santino out for school, I don't need to go to school today. I'm just going to stay here and watch TV. Star Wars. I'm like, oh my gosh.
He did not want to go today.
This is a bit much. Oh my goodness.
It's cute. He's rocking his Star Wars shirts.
Yes.
We're going to dress up like it for Halloween. Like I like it. It's a good time.
Yes.
He could be into a lot worse things, right?
For sure. So what are you going to be dressed up as this year?
So got to do Darth Vader, right? Now, I'm wondering, since I'm already bald-headed, should we do like the white makeup and make me look all, like how he looks underneath the mask?
Oh, that'd be creepy. Yeah, let's do it.
He's got like this. So we just made it through Return of the Jedi today, right? And that's the third of the original movies, right? And in this movie, if it's a spoiler, too bad. I mean, the movie's been out 30 years,
it's
right?
It's been out a long time.
It's been out a long time, more than 30 years probably. Anyhow, so this is where Luke confirms that Darth Vader is in fact his father.
Right.
He finds out Leia's his twin sister.
Yes.
Didn't know this before, right? That was new for him. And it's where Darth Vader dies. And at the end, you take a little bit of Anakin Skywalker comes out and he says, "Take off the mask. I want to see you with my own eyes," right? And it's like that little father-son moment.
Right.
And man, he looks busted though. He looks like he's been drinking for like years, right? His skin is like pale white.
Oh, well, he's had it covered up under that mask.
And then I don't know, it looks like a harmonica stand. Have you ever seen a harmonica stand where people have the harmonica and they play it without their hands and it's like up elevated by their mouth? It looks like he has something like that going on, or like he got his retainer knocked out of his mouth. I don't know what's going on with his face.
I need to go watch it because I didn't see that part and I don't remember.
But I should do all of that and take off the mask and just freak the hell out of these kids.
Oh my gosh,
right?
that'd be really scary.
No, I don't think anybody's really took it that far with the Darth Vader.
Let's do it. I'm down.
But the one thing is, we would have to do something that you really truly hate. I'd have to shave off the beard and the mustache.
Oof.
If you're gonna go all in, you got to go all in.
I mean,
you got to be committed.
That's gonna be real scary. Let me tell you. We'll put you on the show.
Corey hates this. The overbite. My teeth look like 5 times bigger than they already do when I shave off the mustache and goatee. They're just like, right? I got big old horse teeth. It's funny.
I don't know. It just doesn't look right. It doesn't look like you when you shave it all off. And he did this one year on vacation. And I hated it. Every time I looked at him, I was like, that hair needs to grow back real quick.
Yeah, she wanted nothing to do with me. She wanted nothing to do with me.
Try to come kiss me? I'm like, ooh. Definitely shave it off. It'll be super scary. Oh, my goodness. So, well, Chris has his Darth Vader costume. Santino's going to be Luke.
Yes.
And then Nola's going to be Princess Leia. Uma has her costume. She's going to be Yoda. We found that costume over the weekend, which is cool. And then I'm still working on my Padme. So we'll see. We'll see. We're getting there slowly but surely. It's very hard to try to find a good costume for her. So I'm putting it together myself.
Now, are we going to get like a Luke wig for Santino, or he's just rocking his hair?
Oh, that'd be cool. We should. I don't think he's going to wear it.
He's got like, Luke's. So now I'm looking at, I'm rewatching the movies. No, he's like the original
Joey
Biebs.
Lawrence.
No, he had the Biebs haircut. Remember the Biebs had that haircut where the hair kind of came in his face? He's always like moving the hair out of his face.
Santino had that haircut.
Luke started that haircut in the
lockdown.
70s or the 80s, whenever those movies came out. I don't know.
In the 70s, yeah. So, oh my goodness. My mom said perler beads. That's Santino's other obsession I think she was talking about. And she said, I've never seen Dad without his mustache. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that'd be weird to see my dad without a mustache.
I want to see it. We have to make some kind of bet with your dad, right?
I don't think he'll shave it.
I think he would. He's a man of his word. If I can get him to make the bet.
Ask my mom before you make that bet, because I don't know if she wants to see him without it.
It'll grow back. But
Mom, it's scary.
How many wives out there have had husbands that just have a mustache for like 30 years?
Their whole life together.
Yeah, and then just wonder when's the last time you seen your husband clean shaving, right?
Oh, please.
You've only seen me once or twice our whole 25 years together. If they've had it
forever, just don't even talk to them about taking it off, because it's going to be scary, ladies. So Julia said, yay, you'll be an amazing Padme. Thank you. And Monica said, hi, friend. Happy Wednesday. Monica, have you ever seen Bobby without his mustache? I mean, you guys have been together since you were
I think
babies, so probably.
she knew him before he even had a mustache, right?
Probably,
I think they
yeah.
were like single digit years when they knew each other.
Oh my goodness. Or have your kids seen him without a mustache? That's a good topic.
That's a better question. Have the kids seen him? Would they recognize him? Like, Dad, what happened?
Even the kids looked at Chris like, oh, what'd you do, Daddy?
That's not true. When they look at me, there's hearts in their eyes when they look at Dad.
But when you took that mustache off, that was scurry.
Yeah, no, they didn't know who I was for sure. They were smaller too when I did it.
Yeah. Well, my mom said, no way, 50. Yes. Yeah.
She's been with Dad 50 years, is what she's saying?
Oh, she had, oh my goodness.
No, it can't be 50. Is it 50?
No, not that
They've been
long.
together 50 years probably.
Yes.
Because I know they're like on 42 years or something of marriage.
Oh my gosh, yeah, don't let him shave it off. So speaking of all this spookiness and October events, our fall festival is only weeks away.
Wait, say that again?
The fall festival is only weeks away. It's coming up. I'm so excited. So, Monica said, haha, yes, when we went into boot camp, he had to shave it in boot camp.
He had to shave it.
Oh my goodness. That's funny. He probably was looked like a little baby.
Please post your pictures right here of the husbands that always rock mustaches or goatees, clean shaven. I want to see them.
I don't think they'll do it. The wives probably won't let them.
The wives want to forget about it, huh?
Yes. So Fall Festival is coming up on the 22nd. Thank you to everyone who's already RSVP'd. We have a huge turnout already. We're almost up to 175 yeses, which is so awesome. Wow. And for those of you who are still on the fence or have not got your invitation, reach out to us. We will make sure we send it to you because we want to have you all there and have a good time. It's going to be a great time this year. It is a Halloween Disney theme, Disney-inspired theme. So there's going to be lots of fun surprises there with cast members. Ooh.
What kind of cast members?
Well, not cast members. Characters. I'm sorry, not cast members. Characters are going to be there. We're going to have Mickey and Minnie and a few villains.
Wow.
So it's going to be lots of fun. We're going to provide food, yummy treats, games for the kids, jumpers, face painting, all kinds of fun things. So you're not going to want to miss it. Every year, it's our favorite event, and we have such a great time.
Yeah, so Corey puts a lot of work into this event. You're the best.
Thank you.
People are still talking about last year's fall festival, and you were so ahead of the curve. So last year, if you were there, we had the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus.
Yes.
And the cool thing is, this lady she should be a talent scout because I think that was her first gig.
It was their very first gig because actually on their Facebook page, they have our event featured on there, and they were still in the process of getting their costumes together, and they looked legit. They were so good. They looked just like the characters.
They were amazing. They were in character the whole time.
Yes, they were so good. So I have a little bit of high expectations this year. Pure imagination, if you're listening, you guys got to come correct with these costumes and these characters that come out, because last year they totally outdid themselves, and this year I hope Mickey, Minnie, and then the two villains really are on point for all of our clients, because man, that's a lot to live up to. So good last year. If
you have children and you are not coming to our events, it's almost child abuse, right? Because these events, the kids love these events.
Yes.
All the kids. They can't stop talking about it.
Yes. So, and it looks like my mom said 50 years together, married 45. Don't think Dad will take any bait. Okay. So he's definitely not going to take bait on the mustache thing. Julia. Hi, Julia. Thanks for joining us. She said, you're so good to your community. It was a blast. They are cool. Well, thank you, Julia. We appreciate that. And it looks like everyone who's on here with us right now has been to our events. Are there any things that you absolutely loved that you want to see there again? Because Chris and I, we go back and forth on certain things on what we want to include for the next event. And there's certain things where he's like, that person, they are not going to remember that. You don't need any churros at the event. Do you guys want churros again? Or are you cool with other treats?
Well, because the other treats would be ice creams, right? Which ice creams is a good look.
I mean, I know kids love ice cream. So if there's anything that you definitely want to see there, drop a comment for us, because we love the feedback and we just want to make it all about you all anyways, because you're our clients and we appreciate you.
We do appreciate you guys.
Oh my goodness. So for those of you who joined us last week, it was Chris's special birthday episode. How old did you turn?
42.
Oh my Lord.
Let me just say, it's so funny. Years ago in my 20s, I did construction, right? And I decided to get out of it because I didn't want to destroy my body. All the older guys that were there, they had multiple surgeries. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what my body would feel like if I stayed in that profession because my body's broken right now and I'm 42 years old. I feel like I'm 52, going on 62.
Oh, my Lord.
Right after 40, man, just fell off a cliff. So I don't know what's happening. We're on my birthday weekend, we did a lot of walking and I can't tell you how many times I have to pause. I got to stretch out my leg and my hip because all these aches and pains. Yeah, 42 is no joke.
All the old timers were stopping with him too, like, "Hey, you all right over there, man?" Like,
I mean, people they try to make it seem like 42 is young, but if you think about like all the athletes, right? I'm not an athlete, but I'm just saying, think about all the if they're still doing any sport at 42, they're like, "Oh my gosh, they're so old." That's how I feel. Yeah. So old.
He's broken. His body's broken. Good thing your mind and your heart isn't, and your soul is nice and strong.
My heart's nice and strong.
Oh my goodness. So to celebrate, we had a whole weekend of fun activities and a trip, which was awesome. It all started on Friday. So the kids had their fall break and we had a family trip to Disneyland. What did you think? How did it go?
So Corey planned this trip to Disneyland, who knows when, because she has them all set up, right? You have to make reservations to Disneyland.
Yes.
So I wanted to enjoy the beach, right? So I told the kids, I said, "Hey, do you guys want to go to the beach or do you want to go to Disneyland?"
He likes to like drop little seeds, like 2 or 3 days before that he finds out that we're going to Disneyland. He's like, "Oh, the beach is going to be so nice. It's hot here."
It's still hot before the weather changes. Because once the weather changes, we don't want to go to the beach and have sweaters on and stuff. Like they want to play in the sand and run in the water.
He's like, "You guys, do you really want to go to Disneyland or would you rather go to the beach?"
It's not how it happened.
Like at nighttime as they're going to bed.
It's not how it happened at all. First of all, Corey was not in the room. So all this is her imagination running wild. So I just, we give the kids choices on stuff and seeing how it was my birthday weekend.
I was all for it. When I heard there was an option to go to the beach, I was like, let's go.
I said, "Hey, how do you guys feel about?" Because when I say serenity, like that's how I feel at the beach. I love the beach.
Yes.
Like I love everything about it. Once I get all of our stuff to wherever our final destination is at the beach, then I'm having a great time, right? And kids were like, "Yeah, that's it. We want to go to the beach. We don't have to go to Disneyland. We don't want to go to Disneyland. We'll go next time." So they tell Corey this. And with Disneyland, you have to cancel your reservation 24 hours prior. If you don't,
the night before, you have to do it before midnight.
Right. And if you don't, there's like a violation of like if you don't cancel like 3 times in a row, like you say you're going, but you don't go, then you can't make a new reservation. I don't know, 30 days or something.
They suspend you. Yeah.
They suspend you. So the morning of, like, I'm thinking we're going to the beach, and Corey's like, "Oh, I forgot to cancel the reservation."
I really did. I was so exhausted that day. Oh my gosh, what did I even do? There was so much going on last week. I said, "How did I forget?" I'm like, "Whatever, it's a violation." He goes, "Well, we could still go to Disneyland." I'm like, "Wait, what? You want to go to Disneyland?"
I mean, look, if you're going to spend all this, because it's, you have to assign organs. Like if something happens to me, Disneyland gets to keep all of my organs.
Oh my goodness, that's what it feels like, right?
So I just told her, if you didn't cancel it, no point in getting a ding. We'll just end up going to Disneyland. And it was okay now because I didn't know the kids didn't have school on Friday. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want to go to Disneyland on Friday like at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock because the traffic there is ridiculous. It's 2 hours to get there. So we were able to go earlier and it was only like an hour to get there.
Yeah, it was great. We got there really quick. There was no traffic.
No traffic.
And we took our time, and since it was his birthday weekend, we went and ate where he always wants to eat first before we even got into the park.
Yeah, it's not like the most amazing place, but they do have an amazing dessert. So I think it's called Black Tappers. Like it's a burger joint, but I think that's what they're called.
Black Tap, I think.
And Black Tap or something like that. And I always get this Wagyu burger, which is pretty good. And the kids get grilled cheese, and the grilled cheese must be like this big. It's the smallest grilled cheese sandwich I've ever seen in my life. Like Santino finishes it in like a couple bites. I'm like, really? They can't just give a bigger, like, what?
It's weird.
What bread are they using?
Like the mini bread.
I don't know what bread they're using, but anyhow, they do have the most amazing shakes. So they get this huge Oreo cookie shake with the cookie was bigger than the grilled cheese sandwich.
The ice cream cookie.
The ice cream cookie. So we started off there, which was a genius idea by Corey because she doesn't want to see me hangry.
No, you don't ever want to see him hangry. Like everything, the whole day is just gonna go.
It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like if I don't eat past a certain point, yeah, all hell's gonna break loose.
Does anybody else have someone in their family who gets super hangry and you just it's once they get past that point of no return, then the whole day is just no, you're doomed.
I just start seeing red.
It's bad. It's all bad. So we did that first. Then we took our time. You know, the kids, they just love that Grizzly River run now. They're so about that water ride, and Chris hates it. And so...
See how she just puts emphasis on stuff? She's just making these things up. So
I
never said I hated the ride. I don't hate the ride. The problem is something else that happens when you get older, because I never had motion sickness as a kid. Never had it. Roller coaster rides, I'm totally fine with. The first time I've ever experienced motion sickness ever, and her parents own a boat, and we used to go on the boat, and you're bouncing up and down, no sickness. I could be on my phone, nothing, right? Airplane, car rides on my phone, nothing. We see Blair Witch Project. I don't know if you guys remember that. That's dating us for sure.
Oh, boy.
I threw up in the movie theater with that. True story. Go to the bathroom.
We have Blair Witch to blame for your motion sickness.
That was the first time I felt it. Second time I felt it, I don't know if any gamers are out there, but at some point, I think I was like 18 or 19 years old, video games changed. James Bond came out. Turok.
You're totally dating yourself
came out.
right now.
Totally dating myself. This is like 99, 2000 maybe. And the way that you gamed was different. There was no longer a guy on the screen that's jumping up and down.
You were part of it.
You're part of the vision. It's your point of view, right? Yeah. I got so sick playing this game Turok because I used to play games until I beat them, right? I got so sick. I stopped playing video games. That's the last video game I ever rented or bought.
Oh, my goodness.
Right? So now Disneyland, you know, there's rides that I know I can't ride. Like the teacups make me sick. They do.
He tried a few times ago, and I'm like, never, don't go on it.
Sometimes I think like, oh, this time's going to be different. And I trick myself into going on these rides, and then I regret it immediately after. So we had never been on Grizzly River Run, and I went on it the last time we went. I said, all right, sure. Kids wanted to get wet. I really didn't want to get wet, but I did it anyway. And immediately after, I felt sick.
Yeah.
Because you're spinning.
You're spinning. But I don't even notice that.
The ride is fun.
Yeah.
But the spinning, I'm not feeling sick as I'm doing it. But as soon as I get off the ride, I can feel it.
Because at the very end, they spin you around a few times and you're going to get off. Well, the kids, that does not affect them in any way. And we went on it 3 times in a row. So they love that. And Tino got to go on his Incredicoaster 2 times. And Nola got her art obsession in because this girl loves to draw. So, of course, when you're at California Adventure, you always have to go to the animator studio over, I don't even know the name of that street. It's like Buena Vista Street.
It's the main street they have.
It's amazing. If anyone's into drawing and you don't know about this place and you want more info, just ask me because, I mean, we know all these little fun things to do at Disney. And if you need to get out of the heat, just go there. It's air conditioned and the kids got to draw. And I think Santino's really, he's always liked to draw, but not as much as Nola. And he enjoyed himself that day.
So we got to draw Scar from Lion King.
Yes.
It was so cool. And the kids, everybody did a good job. Let me just tell you, if you have a budding artist at home, now it doesn't mean that they're going to grow up to want to be an animator. They just like to draw. You owe it to them to take them here.
Yes.
Like if you're going to go to Disneyland or California Adventure, they're half-hour sessions. Mm-hmm. So you're in and out of that place. You get to get away from the heat or the cold because the cold's coming up, right? And you get to take it home with you. Mm-hmm. And even if you don't know how to draw like myself, it looks good. It
looks like you knew how to draw.
It looks like I know how to draw. Like you're like, oh wow, Chris is talented. I'm not. But they're telling you exactly what to do. And if you follow the instructions, it works. Yeah. So it's a great experience. I can go there and sit there and be there for 4 straight hours, and I would have an amazing time at California Adventure.
Yes, yes. Well, we had so much fun at Disneyland. Time ended up getting away from us because that day my aunt was having a going away party. She's moving out of state, so unfortunately we missed that. But was it a good idea for us to go to Disneyland the day before flying out for the weekend? What do you think?
On my body, no, it wasn't a good idea. I did make sure I went to the chiropractor that morning just to make sure I was, feeling limber. And I think the night before I did yoga, or the day before I did yoga with Nola, a little 10-minute yoga, it helped actually. No, it's not a great idea on your body, but to not have your kids for 2-3 days and 2 nights.
It's so worth it.
It was totally worth it.
We had to give them some fun on their fall break while mommy and daddy went to, get away. So it was nice. The next day, we sent our kitties and our dog Uma over to Grandma and Papa's house, and we were off to Las Vegas to celebrate Chris's birthday. And, every year I ask him what he wants to do for his birthday, and I don't know if you have a significant other who's the same way. They always say, I don't know, I don't really want to do anything, usually until like the week before, and then you're scrambling trying to plan something. But this year, he told me exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to go to a Raider game in Vegas. So we did that, and it was so much fun. We didn't have tickets for the game. We just kind of went there and winged it, right?
Right. Well, that's a hack.
Yeah.
So that is a tip for any Raider fans out there. If you go on right now, and let's say you go on ESPN.com and you check out the schedule, it'll tell you average prices for tickets for every team. This is crazy because until this weekend, the Raiders hadn't won one game. They're 0-3, the only team that was 0-3 in the whole league, and they still had the most expensive tickets in the league because it's Vegas.
Because it's Vegas,
right? So I'm not paying $400 a ticket anywhere really, but to go watch the Raiders play, especially if they haven't won a damn game all season long.
And they were like nosebleed seats, right?
And they were nosebleed seats in the 400 section, right? So I learned this last year because I was there for opening day. Actually, best game I've ever been to. It was amazing because the energy of being the first game ever live in the stadium at Allegiant Stadium. It was the first game there ever where they had fans. We learned that the ticket prices the day of the event, if you're willing to gamble, hey, you're in Vegas, so I'm willing to gamble.
Yeah. For
if
sure.
you're willing to gamble a little bit, we were able to get phenomenal tickets in the 100 section, which are probably usually like $800 a seat. We got them for like $300 each, $275 each.
They were $275, but then you have all those fees.
It was like $315 or something each, right? But these seats are normally $800. They were amazing seats. We got them through Ticketmaster resale. If you guys are looking to buy tickets there, you're in Vegas. So if you guys want to go see a game, let's say the Raiders aren't your team, but the visiting team is, go there, wait till the day of, buy your tickets the day of. Worst case scenario, you're going to pay full price that you would have paid anyway.
Yeah.
But best case scenario, you're going to pay half the price and you're going to have a great time because the stadium's amazing. There were so many donkey fans there. It just smelled like a rodeo there because all these donkeys were everywhere, and that's what we call the Broncos. There was so much orange, I could not believe it.
There was probably equal amount of Denver Bronco fans as there were Raider fans.
They travel well.
Hi, Tanya.
They travel well.
Tanya's here with us. So yeah, if you looked across the stadium, all you saw was black, silver, and orange.
An ugly orange.
Yeah.
Ugh. It has to be the most. It has to be the ugliest color. I mean. Besides, the only orange I really like are pumpkins, right?
Yes.
But yeah, they have the ugliest jerseys in the league, for sure.
Well, the Raiders ended up winning, which was amazing. There was such good energy in there. And if you all watch the show and you know me, I'm not really into watching football, but I had so much fun. I was jumping up and cheering. It was an exciting game.
It was a lot of fun. I'm glad you had a lot of fun. The experience is so different. Like if you ever went to Oakland Stadium, it was by far the worst stadium. The Coliseum out here in LA where the Raiders used to play and SC still plays there really isn't that nice. It made Oakland Stadium, look like a third world country. It was terrible there.
Bad?
There wasn't a lot of bathrooms. So the bathroom lines were ridiculous. People used to pee in the sinks there.
Ew.
You don't have those big troughs, like those long places to pee in. So you can imagine how close, disgusting.
That's gross.
And then
that's nasty.
To get a drink, forget about it because they only had a few spots open. The way they designed this new stadium, number one, I've heard people say SoFi here in LA is the best stadium. There's no way it can be because it doesn't have air conditioning.
SoFi does it? It's
does
outdoor?
not have air conditioning.
Oh.
So some of these games at the beginning of the year,
So hot.
it's so hot there. So the Raiders Stadium is air conditioned. It's nice. There's
Thank
food and
goodness.
drinks. I mean,
Everywhere.
every 5-10 feet, you're going to have food, drinks, and every 100 feet's a bathroom. It's an amazing stadium.
Yes.
You guys have to go check it out at some point for any event. It's amazing to be there.
Yeah, we had such a great time. And so they won. Chris's birthday was nice and fun because he had a win. His team came through for him. And, during the game, he's one of those guys who sits and watches the game. He's very quiet, just kind of observing. But then, when they do a bad play, he's like, oh, come on! And, yelling, with the other fans. And then, cheering, of course, when they score. But, yeah, I'm happy they won because can you imagine leaving if they lost for the fourth time in a row?
There was a big old Bronco fan, two rows behind me, big burly guy with a humongous beard. And whenever the Raiders made a good play, I just stood up and tried to fist bump him. He wasn't trying to give me no love, though. I had to rub it in. He tried to get me back a couple of times, but we ended up winning the game.
Yes.
And then we had that weird guy in front of me, the one that you won't leave your kids around him by themselves.
Ew.
You know what I'm talking. You know the guy I'm talking about. He just looked weird. He was a Denver fan
weird.
also too. He was too much of an easy target, so I left him alone.
Mm-hmm. Well, we had a great time doing that. And Chris got to place his bets in the morning for all of his football teams that he wanted to win. Unfortunately, he lost on that. But that's okay. The Raiders won. And then that evening, we were able to meet up with our sister and future brother-in-law, Lulu and Angel. They were on their way from Texas and decided to meet us in Vegas to celebrate
great surprise
Chris's
and a great birthday present.
Yes. So we had a great time with them. Oh, my mom said, gotta go. Great session. Bye, Mom.
Bye,
we
Mama.
love you. And so we had a great time. And I got to go to this place that I've never been to before. A lot of firsts for me was Top Golf because Chris wanted to do that for his birthday.
First time swinging a club, right?
Yes, it was the first time swinging a club. And that place was fun. They
You have
had
a good time?
pretty good food, some good drinks, good music. Yeah, it was fun. And I even won one of the games. We played Angry Birds. And it doesn't mean that you're a good golfer. It just means that maybe you're the worst because how did I win that game? I don't know.
Well, another cool surprise was, we posted while we were in Vegas. So one of my friends from high school went ahead and texted me and he says, hey, are you in Vegas still? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm out here with the wife. What are you guys doing tonight? I'm like, we're going to Top Golf. So they ended up meeting us there.
Yes, that was so cool.
So we got to chill with George and Yadid and my sister and brother and my wife. It was a great time. I had so much fun. It exceeded, I didn't really have any expectations, but if I did, it would exceed my expectations for sure. It's just a great weekend.
And since this show's about relationships and real estate, relationship-wise, it is the weirdest thing. So our future brother-in-law,
yes.
He's from a small town in Mexico, and our friend and his wife who came happened to be from that same small town.
Like a town you never heard of. It's not like a big town like Jalisco or something. No, it's like some small town.
Some small town, and they have the same last name. Isn't that so weird?
So their parents, they were texting with their parents to figure out how they're related because they're for sure related.
Yeah, they're probably like half cousins or something like that.
So the odds of them being in Vegas at the same time as us and then actually making the effort to hang out.
Yeah.
And then of our brother-in-law coming down, right, visiting from Texas all at the same time. I bet you they're related. We have to follow up on that to see.
Yes, we'll have to find out. So we had a great time in Vegas. Next day was pretty chill, just catching up. But, what is up with when you have a delayed flight? Those are not fun.
Oh my gosh.
Those are not fun.
So I don't want to go too much on a rant, and I won't.
Yeah. Are you sure?
I just don't like how corporations play by their own rules, right? Because let's say, hey, we're running late and we miss our flight.
Too bad, homie.
Too bad.
Bye.
Sorry for you, right? But basically what happened was they did away with the first flight. We got delayed by an hour and a half, which we wanted to see our kids. They had school the next day, so we were planning on getting to pick them up around 7. We didn't pick them up till 9. But what they did was they merged both these flights. They probably didn't sell out one flight. They didn't sell out the second one, so they merged the flights. So it was a packed it was a packed plane, but we got delayed by 2 hours.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. It's actually really annoying because we're sitting in that airport for 3 hours because we didn't want to be late.
And I spent $30 on a Jersey Mike sandwich at the airport. $30.
You were in Vegas. The money just flies away when you go there. Ay, ay, ay. So how is everyone loving the return of fall TV? Are you caught up on everything? Are there any shows that you're really, really into? Drop a comment. We'd love to hear about it. We are into
A couple shows.
A few of the shows. Yeah.
Well,
so
two of them.
Handmaid's Tale, which we still have to get back to.
I think we're an episode or two behind.
Yes. And then we're also watching
House of Dragons.
House of Dragons. So did anybody watch House of Dragons this past weekend? There's some controversy going on with it. Was it just too dark? Could you actually see what was going on?
Don't worry, guys. No spoilers. There's no spoilers at all. But the lighting in the show this last episode, you actually went to adjust your TV. You're like, damn, I just bought this TV. My TV go out? What's happening here?
I felt like I needed to swipe down the TV and then turn up the lighting, like on your phone.
You were trying to do it with your finger, right?
Yes.
Just the lighting was terrible.
It was so dark. I was like this.
I hate when directors get too artistic.
Trying to get all jiggy
Don't try to get jiggy with it. Like,
we know it's a dark time. Like, okay, literally now you're gonna make it too dark. We can't even see what's happening.
It just it wasn't enjoyable, right? Most people are watching. If you just think about House of Dragons, even Game of Thrones, nobody watches that during the day.
No.
Everybody's waiting until the kids go to sleep. You're watching in the evening. It's dark in the room. Shit, I had to get my flashlight to watch that episode. It was bad.
It wasn't even the flashlight. You know what bothered me is we watch our shows with subtitles because we don't like to have it too loud when the kids are asleep. The kids. And I felt like the subtitles were blinding me because the actual show was so dark. Oh shit. What the heck is going on with this show? Did you feel that way?
Not exactly, but I didn't enjoy it, right? No. And you know what? I am pleasantly surprised with this season. The writing's not bad. I read the books, the Game of Thrones books. I haven't read probably the last one or two that came out. So, I would critique the show a little bit because, you know what's going to happen to the characters from reading the book. Luckily, I didn't do that with this show. I didn't want to do that with this show. I just wanted to be able to enjoy it. But it has so much to live up to. Yes. Right? But they're doing a good job.
I like it.
They're doing a good job.
Aside from the darkness and
I'm
being
actually
blinded.
Pleasantly surprised. Now, I don't think it's on the same level as Game of Thrones, but you kind of just have to separate the shows.
Yes.
Just enjoy this for whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Take it for face value. So Tanya said, we had the lights off while watching it, laugh out loud. Me and Pat just caught up with the House of Dragons. Okay. Yeah. So what did you think?
So what did you think about this last episode?
Oh my goodness.
But people are complaining about it everywhere.
Yeah, they are.
They didn't know something was wrong with their TV, which same thing here.
Also, did everyone see there's a new Yellowstone trailer? What? I didn't even know about that.
Me neither.
It's not coming out until November 14th. But who else is excited like we are? I'm excited. I'd love to watch this trailer. Does anyone else want to see it?
Now, do you guys, when you're so excited for the new season coming out, do you go back and watch the previous seasons all over again?
Ain't nobody got time for all that.
There's people that do it.
Oh my.
Or do you go back and watch the season finale of the prior season? I kind of want to do that, just the last finale.
Wanting to do it and actually having the time to do it, those are two different things. I'm good with just watching that recap right before the new one comes out. They always do that in the beginning of a show.
Right.
So
I just remembered how ridiculous the finale was. Doesn't Beth go into prison on the finale?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah. I didn't know we have it here. Let's check it out. I haven't seen this yet.
Here's the trailer. Okay. Let's go.
So this is probably where he wins the election.
I, John Dutton, do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the state of Montana against all enemies,
yikes,
foreign and domestic.
What's wrong with his ear?
His voice.
Stop.
John, you're gonna have to bring your own.
What you gonna do first? What do you think I'm gonna do? You're all fired. Beth, you're my new chief of staff.
Back to work.
Yep, sounds about right.
I love Montana, but I'm doing this for our family. We need to talk.
They will fight you. They will fight you dirty.
Is there any other way?
Ruin them, starting with her.
Signing this order is a declaration of war.
We're already at war.
I do this for my father.
Beth was crying. I didn't think she had feelings.
I know.
I love
Oh.
it when she gets mad. It means I'm gonna make a lot of money.
Dang. She vicious.
I never understood the
I
whole.
say we give everything to this land. I do mean everything.
Ooh. That looks good.
Looks really good. This is like Dynasty for our parents, right? Like, do you remember parents used to watch Dynasty back in the 80s?
Yes, Dynasty.
We're basically old. This
We
lets
are
us know how
old.
old we are because we love this show. And the reason this show is doing so great is because who started watching this show first? Who told us about this show?
My parents.
Your parents. So
They were so into Dynasty back then, and now they're into Yellowstone.
Mama's young in her early 60s. Pops is in his 70s. They started watching this show first. Now, my youngest brother, who, they just turned 30, right? They watch this show. Like, everybody watches Yellowstone.
Yes, everybody does. And it's had a lot of effects on our influences on other things. Well, Julia has a comment on here. She said, my cousin was Costner's agent. Oh, how cool.
how cool.
And my mom is from Montana. Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Wonder what part, if it's near this area. And she said, I'll start from season 1. I haven't watched this before. Oh, you've got to watch it. It's really good.
Just get ready to binge. You're going to
Yes.
binge watch TV. Just wait for the weather to change a little bit so you can be all cozy and stuff. Get a Snuggie. Get a Snuggie. Get that pumpkin spice latte.
No, don't get a Snuggie. You got to get a Pendleton blanket because then you really feel like you're in the show.
Julia, I'm telling you the truth that clients started calling me after this show, after it got really popular,
Wanting land.
wanting to change the way they were looking at property. You know what? We don't really want a townhouse anymore. We want something with a yard, but we want a lot of land. I'm like, let me guess. You want animals, right? You want chickens and goats and pigs. How did you know? You've been watching Yellowstone, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Everyone started wearing like little boots. Like, yeah, there are some people who listen to country music and they would wear boots, but people were wearing boots and getting those big brim hats out.
The hats were
I
coming
mean,
out.
even with these, the new construction builders, Williams Ranch in particular, I know they want to live up to the ranch name, but you walk into those models and I feel like we're straight out of the Yellowstone set. Like they've got green wallpaper, plaid wallpaper
There
in
is
some of the
green
rooms.
plaid wallpaper.
Yes,
This is true.
and I do know that they are actually building in Montana as well. And they're even allowing chickens in the community.
There will be
So-
chickens, not no roosters, but there'll be chickens.
So just to go back to it, I'm just saying that this show has definitely influenced a lot of people.
I think so.
Julia said Missoula is where her mom's from. And oh, wow, laugh out loud. Okay, schnapps or whiskey? I want my land back.
You know what? Whiskey. Because let me tell you, Beth is going to be your favorite character because she's everybody's
everyone's
favorite
favorite character.
And Beth, just like her daddy, always got a little bit of whiskey right nearby, doesn't she? She's always
Sure
drinking
does.
whiskey.
Oh, my Lord.
On the rocks, of course.
So that show is very good. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Then
Me
my
too.
parents are going to ask us, so what did you think? What episode are you on? They get all into it. It's so cute. So Hocus Pocus 2, did you all see it? It debuted on Friday, I believe, on Disney Plus. And did you think that it captured the magic? And what are your thoughts on it? So, well, for Chris and I, we were at Disneyland when it came out. They had a lot of Hocus Pocus swag out that day.
The morning of, though, didn't the kids watch it?
They watched it the next day on Saturday
okay.
while we're getting ready to leave. So they really wanted to see it. We didn't want them to be held up. We had to do all the packing and getting us ready to go out of town. So unfortunately, I haven't seen Hocus Pocus 2 yet, so I can't speak on it. Santino seemed to like it.
I saw little pieces of it, right? So no spoilers, but there's stuff that's just obvious, right? If anybody's seen Hocus Pocus 1, they sing "I Got a Spell on You," right? I put a spell on you. So I can't remember what they sing in this one, but they sing another song. So that's, I mean, it's Bette Midler. You got to get her to sing, right? Doesn't matter if she's 100 years old or not.
She's not 100. Leave her alone.
Anyhow,
You're so mean.
they definitely changed it up. It's so funny how things are more politically correct, and they're including more people in
As they
in
should.
this show. I mean, you could just see Disney goes, I think, out of its way to try to put it in your face a little bit, which is fine.
They're conscious of who's watching. Everybody watches.
Totally. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying I recognize it right away. Like, oh, okay. They're trying to capture this
Good for
audience,
them.
this audience, this audience. I only saw about 20 minutes of it, but we'll watch it again for sure. I want to see it.
I want to see it. So Monica said, we loved Hocus Pocus. I even cried. Haha. You cry all the time on the shows. She's so sensitive. So am I. I always cry for stuff, even on Coco. Always when the grandma
Oh,
gets
every time. You know what's coming,
oh,
too.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah, I take after my
Tanya
mom.
watched it 3 times
And
already.
Tanya watched it 3 times already. It must be really good. Well, you know what we're watching this weekend? A family dinner. We're going to have Hocus Pocus on.
Oh, yeah. It's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
idea. We'll put it on for sure.
Oh, so I'm happy about the good reviews. That's awesome because, Pinocchio really let everybody down.
Let's not get on that Pinocchio, girl. We're done with that. Never again.
So let's see. So looks like Monica commented on Tanya's post and she said, same. We have watched it like 3 times too, maybe even more. Wow, it's really good. Okay, well, maybe I'm not waiting until the weekend. Maybe tonight we're going to watch it when we get home.
We'll wait till the weekend.
No, you can wait. I'll watch it. So speaking of kitties and them and all the fun things they like to do, like watch Hocus Pocus, they also love jujitsu. They had so much fun yesterday with their friends, Monica's daughters, Zoe and Valerie. They love going there, having a good time, learning new tricks. And Nola got MVP last week.
MVP.
She's so proud of herself. Whenever she comes out, she's like, Professor Lecca, the champion, gave it to me.
She calls Professor Lecca the champion. Nobody told her to do that.
Nope.
She just calls
looks
her the
up to
champion.
her.
She sure does. She sure does.
So she got her MVP. And yesterday when we were asking them about how class went, both of them were super excited to tell us about some new move they learned. And they were trying to explain it to Chris, but they didn't remember the name of it. So they were going to show you and practice on you.
So it's funny because, I mean, you guys know how much bigger I am than our kids, right? So when they try to show me a sweep or, the chokes are pretty easy. They can show me no
For
problem. But the sweeps are tough. We have hardwood floors, right? Like, where are we going to do it? So we got to do it on the bed. And they're like, stand up, Daddy. I'm like, I'm going to hit my head on this fan, on the ceiling fan. I can't necessarily stand up. So I try to get them to do the moves on each other to show me because it just makes more sense. But they're excited enough about jujitsu. And now they've been going for over 3 years each.
Yes, longer than that.
A long time. I don't know how long, but they've been going a long time. It's cool that they're still so excited about it that they want to show me the moves that they learned. I love it.
Yes, they love it so much. And even Nola, she's one of her jujitsu classmates, showed up in her class yesterday at school. She said, oh, he's in my class. Now he's in here too.
I was like, did you say hi to him? She's like, no. I'm like, why did you say hi to him? Because I don't have to, Dad. I was like, okay, sorry, girl. Goodness.
Oh my goodness.
She's so shy. She's just shy.
She is shy. So how is your tennis elbow doing?
So I
Or
never
golf
had
elbow.
tennis elbow because I don't play tennis. But nothing wrong with tennis. But I learned that golf elbow was a thing. So if it's, I don't know if this to be true, but this is what my instructor told me. If it's on the inside, the pain's on the inside, tennis elbow. If it's on the outside, it's golf elbow. So
Chris has his golf elbow.
And the problem is I'm not swinging the right way, right? So I'm using more of my arms and my forearms than my back muscles, which I need to correct that or else I'm going to have this, golf elbow all the time. So I took a week off of golf last week because I had to, because I couldn't even extend my arms.
Oh my gosh.
So anyhow, I went back today, tried it out.
Was it good?
You know what's funny is I think because I'm not thinking about it, my first 5-6 strokes are always right on point. I'm hitting the ball perfect. And then when you start thinking about it more, then they're not perfect, right? So I have a lot of good shots, but I'm not consistent. So that's where practice comes into play and whatnot. If I could just be consistent, I'd be a pretty decent golfer. We'll see. I'm working on it.
He's working on it. Who else likes to golf who's watching? I got to play Top Golf on the weekend, so I think like a little taste of it is good because I really want to get out there with Chris. I already got some golf shoes, and I have a golf skirt. I just need the collared shirt. Otherwise, they'll kick me off the course, right?
That's for the country club. But we can go play a public course, and you don't need to wear that. So we could go play at Vista Valencia. Just go hit some balls.
I just have to carve out some time. So next week for sure.
After the event, it's going to
open after the event.
We'll have a lot more time.
Okay, next month I'll be out there. And actually, maybe it'll be cooler out because it's been so hot lately.
And I want to take the kids too, so it'll be perfect. But first, me and you will go. So we have a new challenge to each other. Corey and I we've been together 25 years, y'all. Long time. We've never been that couple that goes to the gym together and works out.
We used to go to yoga together.
Yeah, yoga's different. We never went to like, you see people in the gym. Well, I haven't been to the gym in 3 years, but when I used to go.
Oh, I'm not a gym person. That's why.
I'm not anymore either. But we've never been that couple that, go work, spot each other or whatever. Anyhow, the new challenge is because, my body's broken. It's like, I was like, girl, I got to do yoga again. Like, I don't want to do it, but I know it's like good for me, So the new challenge is we're going to try to do yoga at least 4 or 5 times a week at home, nothing crazy at home, half hour at least just to start. So
it's something's better than nothing.
Something. Yoga, Nola's already into it. She wants to do it with us too. So let's see. Well,
you asked Tino, you want to do yoga? Nope. I said, okay.
It was a quick nope.
You could watch us then.
That's what's going to be on TV. So we'll report back to you guys next Wednesday.
Hold us accountable.
Please
Have you been doing your yoga? Because we need someone in our ear. Hold us accountable.
Yeah, because I'm ready to. I need to drop like 20 pounds. I think not because I want to look a certain way. I just think that'll be my optimal health weight.
Yes.
Robbie is,
You gotta take care of yourself.
Take care of my body, especially being old now, 42. I got to drop about 20.
So switching things up to real estate a bit. This past weekend, our girl Rena held our listing over on Darrow open for us. Thank you, Rena, if you're watching. We really appreciate you so much. And how did that go? Because I didn't hear the results of how the open house was.
There's a handful of people in there, which, it's been on the market over 100 days. So it's been a long time. It becomes stale when it's been on for a long time, right? People think something's wrong with it.
People think something's wrong with it, but their agents need to look at the history. It's been in escrow how many times?
3 times.
And it wasn't because of the house. It wasn't because of the seller. Each time it fell out was because of the buyer's fault.
And it's the market, right? So a lot of people are getting cold feet, and that's what's happening. But let me just tell you this. Right now, we are probably, for sure, at least top 3, but I think we are the best priced home in all of Santa Clarita Valley. We're talking about 2,497 square feet, 4 bedroom, 3 bath, original owners. That means they took care of their house, you guys. That's why I tell you original owners. They raised their family there. Now their kids have kids, right? They took really good care of the house. It's $800,000 for 2,500 square feet.
That's amazing. That's a good price.
Comps. So when a appraiser goes out there, they look back for 6 months of sales. There are model matches that closed within 6 months that sold for $950.
What are people waiting on?
I understand the rates have gone way up. I get that. But to get 2,500 square feet for $800,000.
That's huge.
And
they have a good sized lot there.
So the lot, I don't want to fool anybody. It says 31,000 square feet because there's hillside.
Right.
But flat usable is about 10,000 square feet. That's huge.
Great.
So they don't have a pool, but you could put a pool in and still have enough room for your kid to run around and throw a football and play catch. Like
wow.
Soccer ball. I mean, it's a beautiful property, 3-car garage, full bedroom, bathroom downstairs. Like, what are you guys waiting for? So I've called everybody that we know that they're looking to buy a house in Santa Clarita specifically, but I would venture to say by next week when we come on this show, we are going to be in escrow. I don't know with who. It could be you, and I'm just hoping that this is the one. This next buyer, it has to be. It has to stick. So we'll see what happens with that. But praying for our sellers.
I know. We really want our sellers to be able to move on to the next one. And I don't know about all of you and what you're looking for in a home. Yes, the square footage is great. That's like number one priority, bedroom count and all that. But for me, I want to know the history of the home. Like sometimes I walk in these houses and I get some weird feeling and I'm like, what happened in this house? To know that it was the original owner and they raised a family there, that just warms my heart. It makes me feel good about going in and purchasing a home knowing that good things happen there, right?
Sure.
So that's a huge plus for me. That's a selling point. I don't know about everybody else, but I know Monica, she can vouch for me on this one.
Well, it's about energy, right? So Corey's really big on energy.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just tell you, the wife has dedicated her life to community service through her church.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She's there every day, taking care of somebody. That's just in her nature to be taking care of somebody. So, and husband's, he's okay too. Great guy as well. I just really, it's been a couple bad beats for the escrows that we've been in. Really just praying for this family, want to help them get to the next chapter, to really their last chapter. They know that this next house that's it. That's the last house. That's their final home. And they especially the wife really, really wants to get in there, and the husband just wants to make her happy.
Let's get them into their next home.
And this could be your next house. I mean, $800,000 for 2,500 square feet. We're talking about at the peak time, $950. This house is close to $1 million. Yes. Now you can get it for $800,000. We're talking about 15-20% off.
Yes,
that's huge.
That is huge.
Why wait for the market to it's dropped specifically here because they're ready to move on.
Right.
So it's underpriced right now. We're ready to move it. Give me a call. Let's go.
Let's go. Well, we have some great news for our sellers for our Sierra Highway listing. Their buyers signed escrow paperwork yesterday.
Actually, they signed on Monday, and right before the show, I forgot to tell you, it closed.
Congratulations. Yay.
I haven't had a chance to call our sellers yet because the show started like 1 minute later.
Yes.
So congratulations. We got this one done. So excited for them. They were also ready to move on from this property. And you know what? And it goes to somebody that's getting started with their journey, right? It's a great starter place. And I actually have to go deliver the clicker, the mailbox key, and all that stuff tonight.
Awesome. Well, congrats to our sellers and to those new homeowners. What an exciting time for everybody. So Chris went to the weekly elite meeting this morning. How did that go today? He got to meet with other top agents in Santa Clarita, and I'm curious to know what house you guys got to showcase, preview, and talk about.
Sure. So I immediately thought of one of our clients when I was at the house, and I'm low key, like always looking anyway.
Yes.
Right. So this house, I have to confirm because the listing agent said it was 2,800 square feet. It's a 4-bedroom upstairs, 1-bedroom bathroom downstairs. So it could be. It didn't feel like 2,800 though. Maybe I'm wrong. It felt more like 25-ish. But anyhow, smaller lot. It backs up to a hill, so you have neighbors above looking down, right? But it's Stevenson Ranch. It's 2 houses in from Kavanaugh. If anybody knows Kavanaugh, it's the off of
Poe Parkway?
Not Poe Parkway. What's the other one?
Stevenson Ranch Parkway?
Maybe Stevenson Ranch. Hemingway.
Hemingway.
Off of Hemingway, and it curves around. Anyhow, it's a really cool little cul-de-sac, right? Well, the beginning of a street that ends in a cul-de-sac. But anyhow, $1.1 million.
In Stevenson Ranch?
It's a great price.
Yeah, it is.
Now, it's dated. There's a lot of carpet.
Okay.
Like the bathroom has carpet. And then remember the old school toilet seat covers that are like, it looks like carpet?
Oh, yeah.
They got that there. It's okay, but the point is it's dated. It needs some work.
Tell them to just take those
It's got
off.
those plants, the plants that aren't real throughout the house.
Chris has this thing against fake plants.
You know what it is I don't want to get too much of a tangent, but it just makes me think of the 80s. Okay. Right? When you see the fake plants, it makes me think of the 80s or grandma's house or something,
it's
right?
It's just the type of plant. But continue.
Anyhow, it's a great deal though. 1.1 million. If they didn't officially list the property yet.
Oh, it's
but
coming
if that's
soon.
what they listed at, like it's something you got to think about. If it's not the house that you wanted, but you were willing to pay 1.4 for a done house, why not buy that house, just do the floors, baseboards, and paint. You're going to spend about 50 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do anything else. Start there. Then it's going to look amazing.
Yeah, and then slowly do all your other little things.
So Eric just joined us. Says, good afternoon, Silvas. I can't wait to see the video with no
I can't see the video with no internet, but can hear you. Internet tomorrow, finally. Hope you're doing well and things are good. My family is with Chris on the fake plants. So Eric just got his keys.
So Eric is part of history, actually, right? No, I'm not even exaggerating. Eric is part of history. He is the first person to close in Williams Ranch. So he's the first homeowner in all of Williams Ranch.
Congratulations. How exciting.
Beautiful family. I saw him on the Williams Ranch page.
Yes,
right?
They posted about you on Instagram. So make sure you go on there and
comment.
share it with everybody.
Super excited for them. How exciting. That's it. You're
know.
in, right? So, yeah, we'll have to talk with Eric a little bit later as well. But back to this house. It's anybody looking at Stevenson Ranch, it's not on the market yet. 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, about 2,500 square feet. 1.1 million is a steal in Stevenson Ranch.
It really is. You said there was a pool there?
No pool.
Okay,
There's no pool. And there's not really room for a pool.
Okay.
All right, so like it could be a spool, but it's not going to be a full-on pool.
Got it. Okay, so Eric said, yep, had to sign a release. Laugh out loud. What does that mean?
I'm not sure.
We'll have to talk to him later about it. So the meeting went well. You got to see that. What were some of the other agents talking about at the meeting?
You know what? So we did talk about real estate, but this was a little bit different, this meeting.
Okay.
So if anybody follows local politics and knows our local assemblywoman, her name is Suzette Martinez Valaderas.
Mm-hmm.
She was there.
Oh, nice.
So she was there and she was speaking about, things going on in our community, and elections are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't care what party you're affiliated with, I really don't care. I'm independent. It doesn't matter to me. But what I can tell you is whether you're Republican or Democrat, I just care about the issues and the body of work that somebody's done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Suzette is born and raised in San Fernando Valley, Granada Hills, Sylmar area. Her first job ever was in Magic Mountain, right? So she's like a local girl, anyhow, she's out there fighting for us every day, and she really takes up for small business owners. She cares about us. She's approved by CAR, which is a California Association of Real Estate Agents. So everybody loves her. So she's up for re-election. If you don't know enough about her, look her up. And she's got my vote, so hopefully she got your guys' vote too, because she cares about our local community.
Right. Well, good luck to her. And like Chris said, if you want more information, check her out. So that was a different little approach so that she had.
Well, it was different today. So it wasn't as much real estate because here, we know what's going on in the real estate market, you guys.
Let's talk about it. What's the current market conditions?
So the rates keep going up, right? The one benefit we have this month is the Federal Reserve is not meeting this month.
I thought you said they're meeting at the end of October.
They're meeting in November.
Oh, November.
So
okay.
they're not meeting this month.
That's a good sign.
Which means they're not going to raise the rates. Doesn't mean your bank's not going to raise the rates, right? We still don't know what's going to happen with that. That's also tied. It's more tied to the 10-year bond, and it's we'll see when. I don't know when the next job report is and what inflation's looking like, but they're thinking that inflation's still going to be high in November, and they're going to raise it another 0.75.
Wow.
So for people like Eric that already got into their place, praise be, right? Because let me just tell you, it's great to secure something. People want to secure real estate because at least you have your money into a property that's going to appreciate eventually.
Over time. Yeah.
Even if it doesn't appreciate right now. Let's say it drops now. Over a 10-year span, it's going to appreciate.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's good to be tied into something if you can be tied into something, because there's so much instability right now, so much volatility with the stock market, with crypto. Forget it. I know people that lost small fortunes on crypto last year. And the interest rates, I believe by the end of the year, you guys, you could quote me on this, I think we're going to be in the high 7s. We might hit 8% before the end of the first quarter next year. 7.5%, 8%. When I got in the business, that's what I was selling 17 years ago.
Yes.
And I think we're coming back to that. And it's scary because if that happens, that's going to directly affect sales for homeowners and buyers and sellers, because why would you want to sell your house? I'm super thankful I got in when I did. Yeah, good. We're super happy for you. But it's hard mentally when you just saw your neighbors sell their house for $100,000 more than what you could sell your house for 3 months ago.
Right.
But that's the reality we're in today. But guess what? Wherever you're looking to buy, chances are that also dropped $100,000.
Yeah, so you're going to have a lower price to pay.
So you can't focus too much on what's going on with all this other stuff. You got to come to a professional that can navigate you through these waters, right? And figure out what's going on. But, I know a lot of people are getting priced out of California because forget about just our real estate. Our brother-in-law and sister are visiting from Texas. They were paying $2.75 a gallon for gas. He sent me a picture. $7 for a gallon of gas out here. It's already expensive enough as it is out here in California, but like to have gas prices 3 times the amount,
it's insane.
I was talking to one of our clients, and it's actually one of our properties we have in an escrow on Woodley in Granada Hills. He drives an F-250.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Can't even imagine his gas bill.
It's $180 to fill up his tank. Okay. And we're talking about somebody that works for a municipality, hard blue collar worker, right? Trying to take care of his family. His gas prices alone have gone up $800 a month.
Oh my gosh.
Now let's talk about disposable income, right? Because most families, you might have $1,000 a month disposable income. At the end, after you pay everything off, at the end of the month, you might be lucky to be holding $1,000, and you'd be fortunate right now to be in that situation. But now your gas prices just went up $800,
so
$700. Now you got a couple $100. You're one event away from being behind on your bills.
Yeah. Your
tire goes out, right? Your engine blows. The gas prices go up even more.
Oh my gosh.
So that was part of the meeting too. Suzette Valladares was saying that OPEC is meeting, and they want to lower the process of producing more oil. So they want to produce less oil, basically. And she said that's going to further hike our gas prices here.
Crazy.
So we might be at $10 a gallon soon, guys.
Oh my gosh.
This is really happening.
Like people even go to work, like they're just working to pay for their gas bill to get to work. Like what the heck?
Well, on top of that, and then corporations want people to come back to the office. We can't make it back to the office. You know what I mean? They can't make it. It costs too much money. It's going to be really interesting. We're in for a very interesting end to the year.
Yes.
And beginning of the following year. And, for anybody that's thinking, I'm just going to keep renting, the rents, they just keep going up and up and up and up. And what happens when your landlord raises your rent, 10% next year, and you only have $200 disposable income, but now your rent just went up $350.
At least
that's happening.
At least if you're a homeowner and you're locked in on a loan, you know what that guaranteed payment is going to be, right? On your 30-year fixed. So even though the rates have been going up, there are ways for us to help you get around that. Like we've been talking about with the market, sellers are motivated to sell, and there are ways that they can buy down your interest rate. So don't be discouraged. There's a lot of chatter out there. The rates are so high. How can I afford this? There are ways you can afford it.
Well, let's talk about some of those ways, okay? Because we're seeing this. When we say sellers are motivated, they know this is happening.
Yes, they're in the same boat. They have to move somewhere too.
So now we got to put our thinking caps on. And this isn't, if you have a realtor and they don't know about any of these things that we're talking about, you need to fire that person right away.
Yes.
What's happening is, sellers are buying down the interest rate for the buyers. Okay, that's one thing that they're doing. Sellers are also paying for the closing cost. Okay, if you're buying, let's say, a $500,000 condo, because that's kind of a starter range for a condo, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom.
Yes.
We're not talking about a big family. We're just talking about starter place, right?
Yes.
Doesn't matter how old you are, but let's say that's what you're looking at. HOA is probably $400. You can get in for as little as 5%, even 3%. Okay, so your payment might be somewhere around $4,000 a month.
Right.
Okay. But that's what today's rates. If you can get the seller to pay for your closing costs, get them to buy down the rate a whole percentage point, that $4,000 could look more like $3,400. Okay.
Which
That's
is
reasonable.
huge.
It's still a lot of money. I'm not saying it's not.
Right.
I don't want, but we are in California. Now, if you can get it for $3,400 and you're only putting 3% down, 15 grand, and you're not paying any closing costs because the seller's taking care of it. Shoot, if you go rent a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment, in a nice place, you're paying $3,200, $3,400 a month.
First and last month's rent.
Last month's rent, you're at $7 grand. If you could just save $8,000 more, you could own a place.
Yes.
And then, don't take my word for it because I'm not a tax professional. Talk to whoever does your taxes and see what the tax benefits are, because you're probably going to be saving another $300 a month tax benefit. So that's real money that you get to keep in your pocket at the end of the year or get back, depending on however you file, right? Your monthly paycheck, how many dependents. So that $3,400 a month, now it comes down to like $3,100 a month.
Yes.
You're paying less now. This hasn't happened in a long time. You could be paying less to buy a place than you are renting a place.
Absolutely.
But you need to have the right people behind you to show you all these tricks.
Yes. So reach out to us if you have questions about this, because this is what we're here for. We're a resource. And why don't you just keep that water?
I drink a lot of water, guys.
Soul is here with us. Hi, Soul. She said, time to move out to another state. Oh, no. I mean,
Well, a lot of people are doing it.
a lot of people are, but I love it here. I mean, all the little gripes that we have with it, I can't imagine living anywhere else.
Well, I could.
Well, Hawaii, yeah, that's for sure.
One day. Aloha, hey. I'm going to be living there. When the kids are older and out of college and stuff and figure it out, we'll be living there for sure. I mean, that's a dream anyway. But there's just so many programs out there, you guys, like for teachers, you can get in as little as 5% down for educators, no PMI.
That's amazing.
That by itself is going to save somebody like $500-$600 a month, all by itself. We told our clients that are educators about this. We lost that loan, all right? So just so you know, like we have clients that are buying like $750,000, $800,000, right? And we get paid about 1.5% on a loan. It's like, I don't know, $10,000, $12,000, right? For that size of a loan. I have no problem losing that loan. Because
we want to make sure our clients get the best deal out there.
They're going to save $600 a month.
Yeah, come on.
We're so excited about that. So as we find out about these things,
we love to share them with you.
We love to share them with you guys.
It's not about, making the most amount of money. It's about building relationships with people and making sure that they're, taken care of and they're making the best decision for them. So we're a resource for you. We hear about other programs. We're going to share them with you. I mean, same thing with Logix, right? They were offering some really great rates, and we've referred out a bunch of our loan clients to them. So,
and we don't get a penny from that, guys, just so you know.
We just want to help people out there make the best decision for them and their family. So if you have any questions about any of these type of programs we're talking about, please reach out to us. We'd love to help you. Monica said she loves California too. I know. I can't imagine going anywhere else.
Corey would have to move somewhere like Florida that has Disney.
I am not trying to move to Florida. I do not want to be near any hurricanes. I don't want to be anywhere near their governors or any of that stuff.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, it just seems crazy over there. But Hawaii is very nice. I just can't imagine living there. Maybe just some time out of the year would be great.
We'll see. So
nice little getaway. So looking ahead, we get to spend time with our sister Lulu and future brother-in-law Angel this week, and they're going to come by tomorrow night. The kids have been dying to see them. When we got back from picking the kids up from the airport, they were asleep. So the next morning they wake up, and you would think they'd be like, "Mommy, Daddy, I missed you so much." The first thing that each of them said, and they didn't wake up at the same time, was, "Where's Angel and Lulu? When do we get to see them? Are they coming tonight?" So they can't wait to see their tia and their tío. So that's going to be fun to spend time with them. And they'll be here for family dinner too. So
awesome.
We're really excited. We get to spend time with them. And we have another birthday this week. At the end of the year, in our family, it's all about birthdays.
Birthday season.
Our niece, Vivian, it's her birthday. Actually, today, I believe, right? Tanya? Is it her birthday today or tomorrow? Anyways, happy birthday, Vivian. We can't wait to celebrate you this
We're gonna have
weekend.
to call her if it's today with the kids.
Yes. And this week, I also get a volunteer in Nola's class tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes. So it's another busy week. Monica said, haha, no Florida. Yeah, no, thank you. I can't. I'll go visit, but I'm not going to stay there. But yeah, I get to go volunteer in Nola's class tomorrow, so that ought to be fun. And as it's getting closer to Halloween, there's like a bunch of events in these classes that I have to start preparing for. So not only do we have Fall Festival, I have 2 class Halloween parties and Nola's birthday parties coming up. So it's a busy month for us.
Not only that, just a reminder, if you're just tuning in with us, Fall Festival is coming up in 2 weeks. We got to keep bringing that up.
Yes.
We're going to be making phone calls. If you haven't RSVP'd yet, just be expecting a phone call from me or Corey, because we just don't want you to miss it. It's just so much fun. Corey goes out. I'm not going to say we go out of our way, because Corey goes out of her way for everybody to love this event. Last year, people were taking all these crazy sized pumpkins home. Are we having that this year?
Everybody gets pumpkins too. Yeah, you can't forget about that. And what we're adding this year, which is going to be amazing, is you get your pumpkin, right? And then we're going to have a pumpkin decorating contest after the party. So we're going to have people send in pictures. We'll announce the winner, and there's going to be a grand prize for that.
Nice. Okay, so speaking of that, one thing that happens at these events, and we're not making this up, and if you've been to our events, you know this to be true, our clients that don't know each other become friends.
They all become friends. They hang out. They sit at the same tables. They get to know each other. And somehow people have a connection down the line, right?
Sure. Like, especially, it's so funny too, because especially the veterans, I don't know how they could just, it's not even, we're not talking about like Marines and Air Force or Marines and the Air Force people find the Air Force people. The Army people find the Army, right? The veterans just find each other. It's the weirdest thing. It happens all the time. But we had a friend of ours come up with this idea of creating a page, a social media page, Keep the Party Going.
Yes.
Right?
And so we are going to be launching it that day. So when you go and sign up for this page, you'll be entered to win a contest in this contest, and it's going to be amazing. There's going to be a huge giveaway, which I don't want to release what the details are yet.
So we know what it is, right?
Till we know exactly what it is. But we're always going to keep the party going, and then everyone can stay in contact with each other. If someone's looking for like an electrician or
promote each other's businesses.
Exactly.
Right?
Then
we
you
want to be
could
able to
go
help
on
each
there.
other out. So really excited about that. They've done that with their community, and it's been a huge success. And we love our Silva Realty and Silva Lending community, so we want to do that for you guys as well. So we're excited to see how that plays out, see how that works out for everybody.
Monica said she can't wait for the Fall Festival. I'm excited. Yes, me too.
Yes.
I'm
So
super excited.
On top of that, we have your grandmother's memorial this Sunday, right?
Yeah. So that'll be this Sunday.
Yeah, it's due, and it's a great time for it, because her birthday would have been on Halloween, right? So that's going to be good, and that's going to be it, guys. That's going to be our show. Thank you again for hanging out with us on R&R, Relationships in Real Estate. Be sure to catch us every single Wednesday here on Facebook Live at 12 o'clock noon. I'm Chris Silva, and this is
Corey Silva, and we will catch you next week. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
Bye.